Hey, gun people! What's happening in this crazy liberal world we're in? Okay, I want to talk about gun control and how it affects gays, blacks, and women. Rick, that's racist. You can't say that. Only liberals can talk about those three groups. Well, hell, I'm breaking the rules and I'm talking about them. So, this no-fly list thing is really becoming a kind of popular, and the media's pushing it, and the politicians are pushing it, and everybody's trying to use it politically. And a lot of people are like, no, I'm not on the fly list, I don't really care. This no-fly list is a huge issue. It is a huge power grab by the government to circumvent due process. Now, the government is not allowed to take action on people without due process. I can't just say, you're guilty of a crime. Has the government, I have to say, I think you're guilty of the crime, I'm going to arrest you, I'm going to bring you in front of a judge, I'm going to give you a chance to defend yourself, you get to say your side, we get to say our side, and then a jury of your peers gets to decide whether you're guilty or innocent. That's due process. No-fly list is not due process. It's totally against what our country is about, to keep power out of the hands of government, because history's shown our forefathers that government and power will always grow and become abusive. The bigger it grows, the faster it grows, and the more the people have less power. Government abuses always grow with their power. I'm sorry. It's just a fact of history. So this no-fly list is a huge issue. The government is trying to scare people into thinking that if this terrorist in Orlando was on a no-fly list, he wouldn't have been able to get a gun. And that's just absolutely absurd. Look, people, I don't know how many ways you can say it, and I know the liberals just can't get it because they refuse to see, and there are none so blind as those that refuse to see. So the liberals want to believe it's the gun, it's the big, bad, mean M16. Oh, I didn't draw it as good. It's up there. That's what an AR looks like. It's not an assault rifle. It's a rifle. Assault is an action. So this no-fly list is a way for the government to say, you know what? We don't have to mess with that pesky Constitution that's always getting in the way of our power grab. If we can find a way to circumvent the Constitution and circumvent due process, then we can get that pesky document out of our hair, and then we can start attacking the Second Amendment in different ways through back doors. This no-fly list is a backdoor issue. And the reason why gun control affects these three groups is what the liberals won't tell you is they want these three groups to feel dependent on the government. They don't want these groups to be able to defend themselves because they'll need the government for protection. If we can just keep these three groups in the idiot liberal column, they'll need us to protect them because they're going to vote for us, we're going to take their guns, we're going to take their rights to defend themselves. We're going to make them victims and convince them that we're on their side. And that is such an ignorant liberal ideology that I just don't see how liberals don't see right through it. I mean, even a second grader could figure this out. But anyway, so this is why the no-fly list is a huge issue. And I mean, this just needs to be pushed hard that this is a no-go. And I saw Trump, somebody posted something on Trump, and it showed up on my page about he's trying to cut a deal for this no-fly list shit. That's bullshit, and if Trump does that, he's being played, and he's already starting to flip-flop on freaking Second Amendment rights. This no-fly list is a non-negotiable issue. Look, people, if government can say, you're on a no-fly list, I don't have to prove it, I don't have to tell you why, I don't even have to give you a right to find out why and to defend yourself. I can put you on it as government, I can leave you on it as government, and I don't have to remove you as government, and you have no recourse. That totally negates due process. You cannot fight a no-fly list. There are people, and there's even a liberal reporter that got put on it, and it took him 2 years to get off it, and the only reason he got off it after 2 years is because he knew somebody that got it removed because he was on the air, and the liberals were like, oh shit, we don't want the secret out, so we better remove this guy. So then they shut up, just like liberals do. As long as it don't affect me, I'm going to take everyone else's liberties. I'm going to let the government grow in power and attack everybody as long as they don't come after me. As long as they protect my group and my group and my group, I'm okay with government getting all the power they needed. But don't come after our groups, because then that's bad and you're a racist, or you're a sexist, or you're a homophobe, or you're some other name. And I'm telling you, this no-fly list, huge, huge crisis for the freedoms of this country. The Patriot Act was a huge hit, and they called it the Patriot Act. It had nothing to do with patriotism. It should have been called the Anti-Patriot Act. And the government fooled everybody into vote for this shit, and they stole freedoms left and right. They circumvented the Constitution. They got secret courts. They got secret search warrants. They gave more power to the federal government. Everybody's phone's now accessible. They can do anything they want without due process. They seized power in the Patriot Act. It was horrible. This no-fly list is a huge seizure of power from government. They are circumventing due process. Don't be fooled. Don't think it's a good idea. Don't think that if it was a no-fly list then we could stop terrorism. You just don't do that shit, okay? This guy that committed the Orlando, the cops had several chances to catch him. The FBI talked to him twice. He was in contact with terrorists. He had done all this shit. He went to a gun store to buy freaking a bulletproof vest, and the gun owner said this guy's talking in a foreign language, and he's upset, and he's trying to buy level 3 vest. He transferred his house to his brother the day before he did the shooting. There were all kind of clues if anybody would open their eyes. But you know what? Liberalism PC blocked everybody's vision and said, he's Muslim, we can't be racist, we can't accuse people, we can't say Muslims are bad, we can't target them, we can't, Obama just passed some freaking law that you can't use jihad or religion to identify terrorist groups. Well, gee, who does that help, people? Does it help Catholics? Does it help Protestant, Methodist, any other religion? Is there any other religion groups out there that promote freaking violence besides Muslim and Islam? No. So why would our government pass a bill saying you can no longer use religion? They make everybody think, oh, that's religious freedom. Nobody can use religion to identify or has one of the trigger words for terrorists. Man, I mean, it's just ridiculous on how corrupt and tyrannical our government is growing each day. And people just don't see it. They're like, well, if Hillary gets in, it'll be over. Well, I hope Trump gets in because he'll fix everything and everything will be great. Meanwhile, we got the freaking Congress that sits on their ass and doesn't do nothing but protect their own ass. And they're out there seizing power daily. And if you're in one of these groups, you should be outraged, because you are not going to have the right to defend yourself, and your liberal lovers that you like to depend on are not going to be there to defend you, just like they have not defended any terrorist attack that's happened. Boston bombing, San Bernardino, Orlando, it doesn't matter. The government's never there to protect you. They always come afterwards. Even though the great Patriot Act was going to save us if we gave up all these freedoms, and they've had it for how long, and it ain't done a damn thing but give government more power. People, wake up. This is crucial in our country, the way the government is seizing and fooling people into giving up their rights and power. Do not fall for that no-fly list shit. We'll end that there.